Okay, so I actually made a video about this yesterday when I was angry, and I decided not to post it. I deleted it. I made it when I was mad, and I thought about it, and I decided this woman's elderly and she has health problems, and I don't want to cause problems for her. You know, she's misguided, but she's also older, and so maybe I shouldn't make her public. I thought that until she started antagonizing me. Well, her friends did. Sorry, hold on. Sorry. Anyways, so what happened? Yesterday on Facebook, okay, we'll go back. Biden's first day as president, he shut down the Keystone Pipeline. Hooray! Hooray! The Keystone Pipeline project is on hold. It's done for now. Hooray! Okay, that was a fucking horrible thing. We didn't need the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline was destroying the world that we live on. All right? I happen to like the earth. I live here. You know, I want to protect it. I don't want to actively destroy it for my own preservation, because we kind of need it. So let's just go on to what the situation is. Okay. Oops, wrong one. I'm on a different one now. Yep, this is it. Okay. Shared from a Friend by Amy Lee Douglas. Biden's first day. In his first day as president, Joe Biden fires 10,500 people who have been working on the border wall and 12,000 folks who have been building the XL Keystone Pipeline, including secondary support jobs. Biden is putting around 50,000 people on unemployment in his first day. Just the beginning. Hold on to your hats. Just you wait and watch the gasoline prices go up. Build Back Better didn't work out for those 50,000. Thank a Democrat. Okay, for one, what good is the border wall when you fuckers proved to yourselves that walls don't work when you were climbing the walls of the Capitol like monkeys? If you can climb a wall, they can climb a wall. So why build the wall? The wall is done. We're done with that shit. We're America. The giant melting pot. You might not understand that. It's what I was taught that America was. It's what I believe America is supposed to be. Destroy the wall. Open the doors and let people come. Bring us your poor, your downtrodden, you're weary. What does it say on the Statue of Liberty? Hold on. Bring us your poor, you're hungry. I used to know it. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. All right, that's America. That's what America is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the place where the people who can't have lives where they're living can come and find freedom and life. We don't need border walls. All right. Her friend Barbara Gross says those Democrats love high gas prices. Come on, immigrate. Our door is open. Even if we are running out of vaccine for all Americans, come on in. When asked at the White House news conference where all those pipeline workers are going to work, they'll find a job. They don't care. Democrats don't care about the American people. They care only about filling pockets with money for themselves in kickbacks, like before Trump got in. Oh, ma'am. Okay. So you're saying that the people that shut down the pipeline only care about money, and the people that were working on it now have to find different jobs and they don't care about money. But why were they working on the pipeline if they didn't care about money? You have to care more about money than the environment if you're actively working a job that destroys your environment. So I commented, this is the first one. Those people may have lost their jobs, but the Keystone Pipeline is literally destroying the world we live in. How can you put money over our Earth? How can you possibly think that money is more important than the natural beauty of the planet we live on? I'm really close to taking you off my friends list over this because this is a disgusting thing to be upset about. You're literally only looking at the jobs and not looking at the impact it's going to have on the entire world by shutting that pipe down. You're not thinking about the years of protests that have been happening to shut that pipe down. I'm sorry that a lot of people were working to destroy our world and now don't have a job, but we have to protect the Earth. Where else will we live? There's a lot of replies to that, but I'm going to read the others before I get to that because 39. The Keystone Pipeline is literally increasing the Earth's temperature by being active. There was a response to that. Bard says, actually canceling it will create more emissions than having the pipeline running. The oil will just be delivered by trucks and railroads. I don't know. There was over 900,000 people just signed up for unemployment just yesterday and today. Scott Anderson says, we're screwed as a nation. John P. Fleming Jr. says, this is just the beginning of the destruction of our nation. Neil Shuring, I think, kind of agrees with me. He says, plowing free Native American land after bribing your way to do so. It sucks for those workers, but it sucks for the people's land and the wildlife that thing goes in. Thank you, Neil. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty bullshit. So she says, I'm sorry my post upsets you. She didn't take it down, so she clearly still believes it. And I said, actually it does quite a bit because you are actively wanting to destroy the universe that you live in just for a couple of dollars. You seem fine with the Earth deteriorating as long as you make money off of it, and probably because you know you won't be alive long enough to see the long-term effects of it. But your children and your grandchildren will. And they'll be saying, life sucks here, but great-grandma Amy got the money from it before she died at least. And she wants to know, how can we exist on Earth without money? And I want to know, how can we exist on Earth if there's no Earth? Do you think money is going to cool the world down? Do you think money is going to make the trees grow again? Money is going to make the air breathable again? You're demented. Also, you're asking a homeless person how we're supposed to exist without money. I've been doing it for 5 years. To answer your question of how to survive without money, you find a land to live on. You field a tent. You plant some seeds. You kill a deer. How do animals exist without money? Why do you think money is what controls life? Now Amy's getting condescending. Who buys the tents? Who buys the seeds? How would you pay for the gun to kill the deer with? I've even sent you money when you needed some. Okay, we live in a society where money is necessary, but not as much as people have. Who buys the tent? If we lived in a society where tents didn't exist, you would build it yourself. You would gather sticks and twigs and build your own shelter. Who buys the seeds? She seems to think seeds are manufactured by humans to be sold and can't be gathered any other way. I'm just going to leave that there. And how would you pay for the gun to kill? Why do you need a gun? Guns aren't the only way to kill. You can set a trap, you can sharpen a stick. I mean, If we didn't live in a capitalist society, you wouldn't need money to buy the tent. You would go out and collect sticks and build it yourself. Yes, I have been given money because we live in a society where it's needed. The earth is much more needed. Where would you get seeds without money? Do you think that seeds are manufactured by humans and sold? Why is a gun the only option to hunt? You can use a knife, you can set a trap, you can just raise chickens so you don't have to kill anything big. You really are in the mindset that money is the only way to do anything. How do you figure human beings existed before paper currency? This is actually making me very sad for you. I have literally nothing in this world but my brain functions. It's reminding me of a conversation I had with my mother. Her, after 30 years of being beaten and drunk, dated a man with a garden and was astounded that food just popped up from the ground. And I asked her, where did you think food came from all these years? And she said, the grocery store. I'm getting the same mindset from you, but I'm guessing you haven't been beaten in the head for the majority of your life. That's a true story. That's a conversation that me and my mother had when she was not living with me and my grandmother, just after she moved out to live with her new boyfriend. And when she was living with me and my grandmother, I called her one day and asked her if she could put the carrots on because I was running late and I was going to be making dinner that night, but I wanted to go ahead and start the carrots cooking. And she started crying and said that she couldn't because she didn't know how to cook fresh vegetables. She only knew how to cook them canned. That's what drugs and being beaten will do to your brain. This woman doesn't have that excuse. She's again saying she's sorry, but what she's sorry for, she's not changing her stance. She's not deleting the post. She's just, oh, I'm sorry. Robert Pavlov says they worked for the things they needed. If they couldn't make it or catch it, they would trade something they had for what they needed. And now Amy's back. Wasn't it money that paid for the everyday things you used in your simple human life? Yeah, I'm just going to take you off my list because you don't understand. You never will. And you're brainwashed by money. And at this point, I did delete her from my friends list. She's not on my list anymore. But they're going to keep going. Boo-hoo, the evil world is keeping you down. Hey, Mary, if you didn't like her post, just scroll your ass on by. You're being downright rude. And she told you sorry a long time ago. I'm not going to scroll by because it has to do with the planet that I live on. I'm putting my 2 cents in. And the fact that she sent me money and thinks that I'm not going to talk back to her, you cannot pay me enough to shut my mouth. I have a big mouth, and it would take a whole lot of money to fill it shut, and I don't think anybody has enough, really. You know, and that's not to say I don't appreciate people that help me, but I'm not going to lick your ass when you shit yourself just because you sent me $5. If you say something I don't like, I'm going to say something back because that's who I am. You cannot, and people have gotten mad at me for this before, but you're not going to buy my opinion and you're not going to buy my silence. I'm sorry if that's what you thought you were paying for when you sent me money. Don't be sorry. It's your post, your wall. She can scroll right on by, but she has to get all rude about shit. And to think she said she once helped you. You owe her an apology. You're too good of a person to deal with this bitch. The fact that she contributed money to me doesn't stop the fact that she cares more about money than human lives or fresh air or a sustainable planet. Call me a bitch. I don't care. I'm not actively destroying the planet I live on for money. I'm not trying to buy other people's opinions with money. She can't give me enough money to make me believe that money is worth more than human life. Oh, so you're saying this is better? It takes oil for batteries and those wind turbines, you moron. If you want to make it different for the planet, you need to start with India and China. They're the largest polluters of the planet. The United States is actually extremely environmentally clean nowadays. So, yeah, this is Trumpism at its finest. Look at other places. Well, look at China. Look at India. I don't give a fuck. I'm in America, and I care what America's doing. I care what we're doing, our part. It's not about what the other countries are doing. We're doing our part. It's not about the money, it's about people's jobs. You ever look at it like that? That's how people survive, is working. Shutting pipelines down are people losing their jobs. It was a job that never should have existed. It was a job that was actively destroying everybody's environment. Then maybe they should get jobs that don't involve destroying the planet, I respond. That's like saying that drug dealers that go to jail for dealing drugs shouldn't go to jail because they're just doing their job of dealing drugs. Their job is killing people. If your job is killing people and destroying the environment, maybe you need a better job. Maybe if you can't work a job that doesn't involve destroying the world, you shouldn't have a job and you should try to live however you can. I can't work a regular job, but I'm not going to go out and start destroying nature because that's a job I can do. Y'all just don't care because you are old already and have money, and you know that it'll be your great-grandchildren that will be suffering in the hellish abyss that the earth will become when nothing will grow and the heat just keeps rising. But you won't care because you'll be in your nice tin coffins by then. I'll be dead too, but I'll be growing up again as a marijuana plant while you lay in a metal box taking up space. Heidi Sue says, girl, you were really out there far and marijuana didn't do it to you. It sounds more like acid trips. I don't do acid. I've never done acid. I was raised by extremely abusive people. I was married to an abusive man, and I was held captive for 5 weeks by a murderer. It's definitely the only medication I use for my PTSD, but you're welcome to judge all you want. Girl, there is so much more I need to tell you about Mary. I might have to PM you the details. And this is where I decided that I shouldn't be holding my tongue to her because she's clearly gossiping about me in secret to her friends. Because it's all PM, you know, which means it's lies. You don't have to go secretive to talk about somebody if you're telling the truth. So she says, sorry for the sad story, we all have one. I've just got one question for you. If money don't make the world go round, then how are you cooking those potatoes on a hot plate you spoke of on your profile? You need electric to run that hot plate. To have electric, you need money. Again, we're talking about the fact that we currently live in a capitalist society. If I didn't live in America, or the way that America is currently set up, I wouldn't need the hot plate. I wouldn't need the apartment. I could start a fire and cook outside. But I can't do that the way the world is set up right now because everything is already owned by everybody. Literally, every place you go, every plot of land is owned. You can't just pop your flag down and start a life anymore. But if you could, then I would do that, you know. I do what I can. But I'm not going to destroy the world I live in just for money. Those trees were mostly planted by people making money off the lumber industry. And how do you preserve the deer meat you refer to? How much is the hunting license? Oh my God. You wouldn't need a hunting license if everything wasn't already owned. What the fuck? The only reason we need hunting licenses now is because people own the woods. They own the animals. They own the crops. People own everything. And it's not supposed to be that way. Everything is supposed to be for everybody. But as it is now that somebody owns every piece of inch of earth there is, and they want money for it. The cave people bartered for things. I get it. You all worship money. So go fuck yourself. I've already taken Amy off my friends list, and I'll block her account so I don't have to deal with all of her friends anymore. But don't worry, since her friends are after me to harass and attack my homeless ass, I'll make a video to put on my YouTube to make my friends know who they can go after. A bunch of fucking money-hungry pieces of shit that just want to attack somebody for nothing. See, I came back and I got mad because this is what I woke up to this morning. People are being absolutely ridiculous. And it's all about money, and it's so pissing me off. You wouldn't need money if everything wasn't already owned and being sold? Like, this isn't the way the world is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be y'all against me. It's supposed to be working together to take care of each other and help each other. That's why there's so much anger and mental illness out there, because everybody just cares for themselves and the money, and they don't care what making that money is doing to people. The police that don't care who they're killing because they're getting paid good money to kill these people. I can't explain it any easier. So maybe you guys can. This is the post. These are the people. Have fun. I'm blocking her personally.